Good morning, everybody. Welcome to, again, this wonderful sunny day. After the rain, the sun shone. Wow, what a rainy night it was. Matthew chapter 23, and today we're looking at verse 29. And Jesus continues with his woes, and he says, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous." So that idea of woe, it means that may the revelation of all that's coming your way, you be mindful of. So he's saying, in effect, you have positioned yourself in the way of a judgment that is to come. So because you have breached something, you are now getting a something back. You did something, so something is coming back to you. Basically, you've upset God, and there's coming a day, and it's coming soon, Jesus is saying, when the reality of a judgment, woe to you, meaning this is bad's coming your way. And that feeling of bad's coming your way, the dread of it all. Historically, we used to be very committed to the understanding that there was a recompense for those who did wrong. And most people in the world thought that in some way there would be a judgment. And then, of course, in the 19th century, the whole thing changed with all the philosophers and all the perspectives of all these different kind of set groups that set into motion a whole revolution of science and thinking, and all these kind of different clubs that were established, Darwin to mention, and all of a sudden everything starts to kind of go everywhere, all over the place. Woe to you, he says, to these Pharisees and scribes, because they had done, in effect, the very thing. They had positioned themselves. They had gone on a journey. They had presented a problem. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous. So he's saying that you kind of build these tombs, you remember those who are dead, and you kind of bring yourself into a place where you're just honouring them. And what Jesus is doing in this verse is he's building into, as it were, like the closing argument of someone in a court of law who is presenting to the jury a kind of an entrapment of insight into the life of the criminal in the dock. And he's saying to the jury, he's saying to them, in the front of the jury, God, he's saying, woe to you, woe to you. And he's building this thing up because he's preparing them to receive, in the next couple of verses, a revelation of judgment about what is coming their way as a result of the woe to you because of what they've done. Woe to you, he's saying. And do you live like that? Do you live in that sense of, I'm living in a woe to you? Are you anticipating a judgment on your life? When you become a Christian, the great blessing is that you can have your heart come to a place of peace where God's forgiveness and mercy can wipe away all the rubbish and burden of guilt and sin and shame. Brothers and sisters, don't live under the curse of a woe to you. Know this, that when you put your trust in Jesus for salvation, God has forgiven you and cleansed you from all of your unrighteousness, and he gives you the opportunity to begin a new life. Praise the Lord. Have a great day. Be blessed. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.